I hope you enjoy the view out there. Hi, welcome to another episode of Finding Fit. My name is Doreen and I'm happy to be your host. If you're just joining us for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe, share this video on your WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, and other social media platforms. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Yes, today is Father's Day. What better topic can we bring on our screen than to talk about the topic father? Yes, father, like some of us already know, is that male parent figure that is involved in either bearing a child or raising a child. Yes, we want to explore what fatherhood means. How many types of fathers can we be able to cover up on this channel today? And for the purpose of this topic, we're just going to cover 3 major types of fathers. Yes, follow me as we go along. So either a male parent who is involved in bearing a child biologically or through adoption, or being a leader in a community group, or being a clergy leader. Most times they're referred to as fathers. For the purpose of this topic today, we're just going to be focusing on these fathers who have become fathers from either biological process or through adoption. Yes, today we are going to be exploring 3 different types of fathers. I hope you will be enjoying this topic with me. And as a new immigrant, a lot of times, most of the topics I bring on screen, I usually bring examples from how it is seen or the implications of these topics for those who are just coming to a new country. That was a very big fly out there and I needed to get it out from distracting me. Yes. So back to what we're talking about, right? For fathers, there are 3 different types of fathers. And being an immigrant myself, I always like to reflect on how the topic I am discussing has an implication on being an immigrant, right? So for immigrant fathers, I'm going to be having a bit of reflection on it as we go on exploring 3 different types of fathers. Like we have seen in these diagrams, right? There is the traditional type of fathers, there is the less traditional, and the modern father. Yes, talking about the traditional fathers. Like we know, some men or some fathers have been brought up in societies where there is stereotypes about what men should be. There is a general norm or a general social script that men should follow. Like men are not meant to show weakness. They are not meant to be asking questions that shows that they are weak. They are not meant to cry. No, no, no. Some men are taught not to cry. Be strong. Be heavy weightlifters. So the traditional fathers are the fathers who follow the social script of saying, this is how men are supposed to behave. Men are supposed to be strong, not weak, not show any form of vulnerability to any member of the family or anyone out there. They are seen as being strong and they financially provide for their families and economically sustain their families, right? While these fathers certainly believe that the mothers have to care for the family physically and emotionally. Therefore, this kind of fathers that are following the traditional norms are usually less involved in family life. These traditional fathers also are known to be very controlling and less affectionate. That doesn't mean they do not love their children or their spouse or their partners. No, they love everyone, but because they are following a social script of how men should behave and not show emotions, then they become less affectionate to the sight of the children or the wife, and very more controlling because they want to be in charge. They want to be seen as a leader, the head of the home, as described by the social script or the norm or the stereotypes. These kind of fathers in the traditional roles do not negotiate with the family members. Like they say, these children have to do this. You have to be a doctor, you have to be a nurse, you have to be a medical scientists. Yes, that's what the fathers are known to do. They just dictators. Like, so sometimes they are very controlling, although they love their families or may love their families, but they are seen as very controlling to both the partners and the children. Like telling the partners what exactly to do, where to go, what to do, what to wear, and what to study, what not to study, how to move around, or even not even working. They have control over what the woman does or what their partner does, in terms of not wanting the wife to even provide financially for the family, because they are known to do that, and that's what they're believed to do. A lot of times this is more pressure for them, so sometimes even the success of the family is attributed to the man, not the family members. That's for traditional roles. And for immigrants who are moving from one country to another, there may be need for flexibility. And if fathers who are practicing this very rigid role of fathering, then it may become a complex situation whereby there may be need for their partners to take up some steps, and they may see it as being very new and odd. So that can cause conflict sometimes. As illustrated in the diagram, number 2 is less traditional fathers. Yes, they're less engaged in family life, less supportive. However, they can be supportive. They can be engaging. They can provide financially. They can provide physically and emotionally for the family members. However, it's not as much as the third one that we're going to be seeing. These fathers in less traditional roles, they still keep up to the traditional roles as earlier explained, but a bit more supportive in caring physically and emotionally for the family members. Like they go out, they can help the spouse to make simple things like noodles, making eggs in the home, bathing the children. However, that is usually done when prompted to, not just doing it because they want to do it, but they do it because they see the need, right? Unlike the traditional roles where they see the need, but they really do not see it as a fit for them. Yes, but the less traditional roles, they still keep on to their traditional roles, but more supportive. I hope we can be able to relate to that. Less traditional fathers love their children and they are more engaging, right? They are just involved in this children care, not just because they feel it's their role. They will still tell the mom sometimes, it's not my role, I'm just helping you. But they want to show love to their children. They want to show the spouse that I really, really love you, and this is the way to show my love for you, by supporting you in the home. They do not see it as their role. Yes, less traditional role. They still hold on to their traditional values, traditional way of being a father, but they are more supportive. Yes, in order to show that, yes, I love my family and I want the children to see this in me. And are usually prompted to do these things. That's the less traditional fathers. They are very protective as well, but not as protective of or policing their spouse like the traditional role. These fathers are controlling, but not too controlling. And relating the less traditional fathers to being a new immigrant or going into a new country, right? It can cause a bit of role overload for the moms, because while the moms are busy providing financially just like the fathers are doing for the families, then they still have to prompt their spouses, which is the fathers, to be engaged in the activities of the families, which can be very stressful or become a role overload sometimes for the moms. Finally, the third type of fathers are the modern fathers. Yes, that's why the diagram has a very big star. That is the type of fathers that a lot of partners really admire, I must say. From research and personal conversations, a lot of families want fathers who are very much engaged, less controlling. It is also called power with, not power over, as previously described. Power over is when you have control and leadership over people, no consultation, no conversation. But in modern fathering, oh my goodness, everything is negotiated. There's open communication. The children are always happy to be with the father. When the father is away, the children are waiting for him to come back. And when he's home, everyone is playing. They're happy. Father cooks like a chef. Like father cooks everything, not just Indomie, not just eggs, not just making amala or eba. No, the father is very much involved, and they go out all the time. The father sees it as a very good role and a responsibility, and the father is happy to do it. These modern fathers have regular jobs, their partners have regular jobs. They come home, they cook, they take care of the children, they bathe the children, they say bedtime stories, they read bedtime stories. Everything is just regular, and they're happy to do it. It's not like the other less traditional, where there's prompting or conflict before things can be done in the home, right? In this modern fatherhood, the modern fathers are very happy to participate in parenting, in participating in physically or emotionally caring for the family. These modern fathers follow up with homework. Yes, that's super easy for them because this is who they are. They're not faking it or wanting to follow a social script here. And for new immigrants or immigrants, yes, this is like the best, because when immigrants move into a new country, because they're trying to avoid poverty or trying to make resources come true for the family, then there may be need for shared responsibilities, right? Not leaving it for one partner, or one partner saying, it is my responsibility, not yours. They even consult the kids. Yes, whenever they want to carry out any suggestions, they consult the kids and see how the feelings of how the kids will react before they move on. They don't just control the children or control the spouse just because they feel they are the head of the home or something. These kind of fathers allow the partners to engage in personal development, professional development, because that is what they want for themselves, and they see the world as being equal, so that way they kind of have a shared responsibilities. A lot of times partners report that this kind of marriage or relationship with fathers who are modern is usually more interesting, and the children are more happier. These modern fathers are very favorable to families. Whatever kind of father I've described today, they all love their children, right? I hope I've been able to shed light on 3 types of fathers. I know there are so many types, so many, and I really want to see more comments on different types of fathers. What fathers did you have? What father would you want to be, or what father do you have right now? Yes, for me, unfortunately, my father is gone to heaven, but right now I am still out here celebrating male role models that I have in my life, and I hope you are celebrating someone right now that is a father figure to you. Thank you very much, and I hope I've been able to shed light on what it is, what it means to be a traditional father, a less traditional father, and a modern father with a very big star. It's all about finding fit, and as a father, in creating a balance, being a male parent in a family, it is very important to be that role model that every child will want to copy, or every child will want to replicate. Just like a popular saying in western part of Nigeria, Yoruba to be precisely, it goes like Baba mi jigi. That means father is a mirror. Yes, father is that reflection that every child wants to emulate, every child wants to grow up to become like. So let's all out there as fathers, or being a father figure to any child, any group, or as a male parent, be that good role model that every child will want to emulate and every child will want to copy. I hope I've been able to pass out the 3 beautiful terms that we can use to describe fathers in any part of the world. I know there are many more. You can include them, including names that you use to refer to fathers. However, for now, I remain your host, DORIN. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share to all your contacts, like your WhatsApp, your BBM, your Facebook, your Instagram, whatever it is that you use in socializing with people on social media. Please share it. And happy Father's Day celebration.